Hello, everybody, and hi, Sina. How are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm quite good. Thank you so much. How about yourself?
Awesome. Good. I'm great. I really like your creative ideas and your work. Every day we see everything in the background. It's awesome. Do you have slides today?
We have the slides today. Yes, of
All right.
course.
Okay. So I believe you can share your slides whenever you want.
Sure.
All right. So just to warm up at the beginning, you please kindly introduce yourself. Many people know you already. Introduce yourself first, then we get to the book.
Thank you so much, Alireza John. This is a great opportunity for being here. And yeah, as you said, many of friends already know me. My name is Sina Dejnabadi. I am the business coach and consultant. I run multiple businesses since about 12 years ago. I started my own businesses. I have 24 years of experience and in different industries. And I started my entrepreneurship journey about 12 years ago. And I have done two books in the past 2 years. The first one that we done together with Sarah and yourself and a few other friends is Canadian Success. And my upcoming book is coming in June 2020, is about construction business, and it's been done by 10 specialists in the construction and real estate business in Toronto.
Awesome.
So yeah, this is the upcoming book. And yeah, I do different businesses from e-commerce. I have different online stores. We do the social media marketing for our clients. Also, I do the business coaching because this is my personal passion. And I just work with the business owners to go one step above in their own business and scale up their businesses.
Awesome. Perfect. What is the name of the new book that will be coming soon?
The book is Property Trendsetters, and it's going to be published by Fatima. You know, Fatima she's coming here on Mondays.
Yes.
She's great. She's amazing, and this is a very successful project. I'm sure about that.
Oh, that's great. Awesome. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the book, maybe in a nutshell, in 1 or 2 minutes, what this book is about. Then we get to the details and you can share your slides with us.
Very good. As you know, I just shared the other book, Escape, last week, and it was all about the entrepreneurship journey and the way that we can just transfer from being an employee to become an entrepreneur. So this week also, I'm just sharing this book, Signals. The reason I have chosen this book is because the author of this book, Dan Riordan, has been a very good and successful business owner and entrepreneur. And the reason I chose this book because the mentality is not only focused on the personal life, which can be applied in the personal life, but it can be also applied in the corporations and the organizations. And that's because this is my passion and this is my job. I just selected this book, and I want to share this book with you today.
Awesome. Perfect. Okay, so let's get started. We have lots of time,
Cool.
and let's start.
Perfect. If you allow me, I go back to my slides again.
Sure.
All right, I think you have disabled attendees to screen sharing. Oh, this time is like that. All right, I'm not sure how can I do that.
Okay, I made you the co-host now.
Okay, great.
Can you?
Yeah, I can do that now.
Awesome.
All right. Okay, let's go. Thank you again, everybody, for being here today on your Friday. And this is the last working day in Canada. I know that you are just counting time to go home and enjoy beautiful weather, especially in Toronto. Um, Today, I want to share this book, as I said, Signals by Dan Riordan. It's all about assumptions that we have in life and in business, and the way that we need to address these kind of assumptions to have the best decisions in life and business. So let's go through that book. Last week, I just shared the similar slide in the book Escape, and we told that many of our assumptions that we named there, like the paradigms in life, is coming from our childhood. We have a set of beliefs, values, and illusions in our life that is being developed in our childhood. When either they came from our parents or siblings, babysitters and nannies, relatives, family, friends, teachers, and also we have been impacted enormously by the media, and especially these days by the social media. And all of these have made a set of values and beliefs and illusions inside our mind, and we keep them in ourselves, in our unconscious mind, and we behave and act according to these beliefs, values, and illusions. So that's the core of this book, and it's all talking about this because it can really affect our decisions in life and in our business. And sometimes we go and make a bad decision based on these assumptions. These are all assumptions that we have based on these beliefs, values, and illusions. As you can see in this slide, every minute of our life, daily life, we receive signals are coming from the outside world. And these signals will come if you, definitely you know better, Alireza, that in NLP we have filters inside our mind, and we, based on that filters which came from that assumptions, values, beliefs, and illusions, so experiences, and so on and so forth, we just have some assumptions inside our minds, and based on that kind of assumptions, we redirect the signals the way that we want, and based on the signals that we translated for ourselves, we make some decisions and we act accordingly. We show a behavior accordingly. We just feel something according to these assumptions. And sometimes we make a bad decisions because we translated incorrectly all the signals that we receive. This is the meaning of the signals. Signals are the indications of specific events to take place around us, whatever is going to take place around us. So we receive these signals all day, all life that we have, and we therefore neglect to scrutinize them. We don't pay attention in the signals. We don't question these signals. We don't question the reactions that we do against the signals that we receive. Okay, the good news is that we are human, and this is our difference with the other creatures. Humans have the potential for choices. We can accept one signal, we can reject one signal, we can just reshape one signal to the way that we want. So this choiceability is the power that we have in our life, and this is unique. The animals just, they don't have this choiceability. They go and choose something because it is in their instinct, and they go and do that. They don't do that by choice. They have to do that. They don't have any choice, and this is the good news. So we can make a decision based on the choices, and this is the power of the human being. The other thing that I want to share with you, and it is reflected in this book, is the law of energy. And we know that by the law of thermodynamics, energy is constant, is there, and the net amount of energy is fixed in the universe. And in each moment, we can convert one type of energy to another type of energy. For example, we cut a tree and we burn it. And we just make one type of energy to another type of energy. But this is very important to know, that we can make a potential energy, a good and positive potential energy from one type of energy, or we can make an entropy or disorder from one type of energy. So this is the choice in our life and in our business, in our professional life, in our social life, to make decisions that to convert this type of potential, which are the signals are coming to our life, and transform them into potential energies or possibilities, or we can convert them to disorders. This is the choice that we have. And this is something that in this book is just the author is addressed to this point, and this is the core of all the subjects that we are discussing in this book. All right, I just give you some examples. There are assumptions, and there used to be assumptions in the human history, that we don't need more than 4 or 5 hours sleep during the nights. And many people lived with that idea, with that assumptions, that we don't need to sleep a lot, and because we need to work and we need to have more time being active. And they used to have this habit for years and years. But after the studies and all the documents came from the big universities by the studies and scientific tests and experiments, they understood that human being needs to have between 7 to 9 hours of sleep if they want to have the optimum productivity during the day. So it shows that the signals they received in the past in the science, and so many people accepted that and received that as an assumption and decided to work their life in that, based on that assumptions. That was a wrong assumption, and that was a wrong decision based on that. And so many of these people had lack of energy during the day. They just had big failures. They had big defects in the manufacturing businesses, that these people had less sleep during the nights. So we can see that wrong assumptions can direct us to bad decisions and bad results. The other thing, this is many of us have experienced, and it is the LED lights. Based on the scientific documents and so many media, advertising and also marketing, we have been informed that LED lights are the best, and they can save on the energy, and this is good for the environment, and so on and so forth. But the recent studies shows that the LED lights have missing light spectrum that provides ATP in the body. So when we use the LED lights in our life, either in our offices or in our, at home or anywhere that we are missing some energy that we are receiving from the normal lighting sources. So after many years that advertising and media and so on and so forth just pushed us to use the LED lights, now they say that LED lights is affecting our energy during the day. So imagine in an office space that you have more than 100 people are working, and the whole day they use the LED lights to just save energy and save money and cost. What big impact it could be on the quality of performance for the people who are working in that office building. So it is very important that we question any assumptions. Either it is the inside assumptions that we have from the experience, from the media, from the childhood, and so on and so forth, and also what is coming as a trend to our life from social media, news, and so on and so forth. We have to question them to see either these assumptions are a right assumption, is a correct assumption, or is not a correct assumption. And we make a decision based on that. The other example I want to share with you guys is my own experience. 39 years of my life, I was against spinach in my life, all the life. And I didn't like that because I was thinking that spinach has a bad smell and it doesn't have a good taste for me. I don't like it. I don't like to put that in the yogurt. Sometimes they do that. And the whole 39 years without tasting that herbs with the either raw or even cooked or and so on and so forth, I just rejected that in my life based on the assumption I had that from the childhood, and I didn't do that. I recently started testing that based on some of the studies I did about the good things this herbs has in the life of us. So and I said, okay, maybe I need to question the assumption that I had, and let's test it at least. Maybe that's not the taste that I am remembering or I have in mind. Maybe it is much better to even accept the taste. If I don't like the taste, it's good to accept because of the nutritions, just the good things that it has in that food. So I started that. I changed the decision. I'm just using that. So many people have this problem. Like this guy in the book has the same kind of a problem with cauliflower. And then after 50 years, he is the fan of cauliflower because of so many good things that he has studied about cauliflower. And this is happening to all of us in the life if we go into the details about the decisions and the thoughts that we have in our lives. So we make the decision based on the signals. And these signals are the possibilities if we just address them correctly. We have the choice of making decision about what we want to eat. We have the choice to make a decision what we want to do in our offices, in our businesses, what we want to do about the personal life, about the relationship. And also we have, as the business owner, we have the choice who we want to hire in our business, who we want to fire in our business. It's all about the choice. And the signals are coming to our mind. Imagine we are in the company, we are in the corporation, and we have the assumptions that this specific type of people are not matched to what I want. This is only assumption. I don't like this guy. I don't like that tall man. I don't like that guy with that hairstyle, you know? And then we make decision of hiring people based on the assumptions of the interviewer has in the company. And imagine if you are the owner of that company and you have the HR people with that kind of assumptions in your company, how big impact they can have to your business if you do not stop their choices and their signals and their assumptions. So just this is an example. It is very important to ask ourselves the questions. If we receive a signal and we have an assumption, go through 4 questions as it is reflected in this book. The question number 1 is, does this decision cause greater potential energy or does it cause disorder? If I'm just hiring one person for our company and this guy is not, it doesn't have the look that I like, and I'm just making a decision not to hire this guy only because the way he is acting I don't like, is it a disorder to not hiring this guy, or is it making a greater potential for the company? If this guy is a very good person in the production and has a vast just experience in the production and operation, and he can help the laborers, and he has the passion in the production, and I am sitting in the central office and I'm just hiring this guy and I don't like the look, am I just making a greater potential for our company, or I'm just making a disorder? I'm making an entropy, as they say. The second question, what else do I need to know about this? Sometimes we make bad decisions because we don't have enough information about something. And we don't bother ourselves to just have more information about that, because we don't want to make ourselves into trouble. We want to be in our comfort zone. We don't want to, just put time and read the resume or the qualification we need for the person in our company. So we make a decision because we don't want to put any more time to get more information, gather information, ask questions, more questions. The third question is that I am making a decision. Is it based on the beliefs and values and illusions that I have? And if it is based on these beliefs and illusions and values, are these values and beliefs and illusions correct? And what are the roots of this kind of values and illusions, BVIs, basically? We have to understand and we have to be aware why and where are the roots of these BVIs in our life. And if we understood that these BVIs is affecting our decision towards disorder, we have to stop it and make a possibility out of it. And the fourth question, it's happened a lot in the business meetings, and it is when we are doing the brainstorming and the people are coming with the different ideas and the opinions and the things, especially if they are on a senior level, they want to influence their decisions in our life. So the question is that we have to ask, is this something that they really know or they think they know about that? These questions will push them also to question their assumptions. And it is very important. We have to question and question and question and push people until we receive a good and clear answer before making any decision. Otherwise, there is a big chance of failure based on the decisions we made. All right. It says that even if you are deep into a commitment to a decision, you should still question your assumptions so as to avoid blow-ups later. I don't want to push you to have overthinking about the subjects. This is not the case. This is about just thinking and try to do the due diligence about any decision that we are making in our life, especially if there are big risks in the decisions. Sometimes there are not big risks. If I'm choosing something, very basic, it's not a big risk about that, and there's not a big impact. But when we decide, make a decision that it can affect our family drastically, we have to take care about that. We have to be really alert about that, and we have to question ourselves about that. So this is number one. Number two is using energy to question your signal is a powerful tool, and it helps you get out of the ego-based decisions. Many of the ego-based decisions are based on the assumptions that we have, and then it just redirects us into the bad decisions. So having this question, am I making a potential energy or am I making a disorder? This is a simple question. If you ask that, you can avoid the ego-based decisions that many times will just direct us to bad decisions. Okay, I just want to share a little bit about decision-making procedure. As I said, our beliefs and values and illusions, they are deep inside our unconscious mind. And many times we don't even pay attention about the decisions that we are making, because these are there and they are deep inside us. And we don't question that because it's automatically there, and we just act based on that. So many decisions that we are making, it's coming from unconscious mind. So we have to be aware what our unconscious mind is suggesting when we are making a decision. And the reason that we have the false certainties in the life about the decisions that we make is these 4 C's. Number 1 is connectivity. The signal is coming to us, and we make a connection with that. As soon as we make the connection with that, we don't question it. We accept it, we make the decision based on that. So this is number 1. Number 2 is the comfort. When we really feel comfortable with a signal, and it is inside our comfort zone, and this is not a challenge for us, we accept that and we don't question that, and we make a decision based on that assumption. The third one is the conformity. The conformity is all about what we have in the past, the experiences that we have, the lessons we learned from the past, and the assumptions, whatever training we got. And as soon as we find a signal is conforming what we had in the past, we accept it. We don't question that. We go and make a decision based on that. And the last one is the convenience. The convenience is easy to make that decision. It doesn't have, we don't have to really go and study and find out or just challenge and so on and so forth. It's convenient, and we accept that. So these are the 4 C's that really make a deep, unreal certainties in our life. These are something that are not true, but we accept them as a reality. So the other thing that we have to take care is the possibility versus desirability. Sometimes we have the desire to reach something, and we make the assumption based on the desires that we have. And many of the times that decisions are not a good decision. because we desire and then we don't question that. It happens a lot, especially in the companies and businesses and corporations. The person on the top of the company, on the highest rank of the company, they have the desires, they have the passions, and they want to push that desire into the company, even to the managers, even to the employees, to the partners, and so on and so forth. And they push that desires, and the others either accepting that without having a good relation with that decision, and they don't really support that decision over the time, or they really just act against that. Sometimes they accept it in the meetings. You are as a business owner and the owner of the organization, and you just make a decision based on your desire. They accept it, but they act against that down the line. Doesn't matter. Either way, you're going to be the loser as the owner of the company. In the life is the same. If you are making decision for your family, and your family is not in the same direction that as you are, they may accept it because you are powerful in the family and you are pushing them. They may accept it, but they may go another direction down the line. Okay. All right, many of the decisions that we are making in these days are based on trends and technologies. This is another thing that we don't question that a lot. Propaganda, news, technology, social media, even the scientific papers, which are on the testing level, on the testing stage. It's coming out, and we accept that, and we share it with the others, and we accept them, and we act according to them in our life. And many of them are not good things. Many of them are against our health. Many of them are against our goals, our success, and so on and so forth. So we have to be careful about the decisions that technology is pushing us to accept and to do in our life, especially in the modern day that we are living in. Right. In the corporations, there are signals, and the corporations and corporate structures are loaded with assumptions that yield to entropy. As I explained already about that, about the decisions that high-ranked people in the company are making, the member of the boards are making, without just talking to the managers and operation team. It happens in the HR and hiring procedures, since the hiring people and interviewers, they don't have enough training that what the company is looking for, what values these guys should bring to the company, and they are making decisions based on their own personal assumptions. And then down the line, in the future of the company, they see that they have hired wrong people for their business, wrong people for their goals, wrong people for their marketing strategies, and so on and so forth. So the other big mistake that we make, not only in the corporation but also in the life, is that we think that other people should understand our assumptions, and they should already know our assumptions. Many of the expectations that we have from the family members, from the friends, from our wife, from our husband, from the friend, from the employee, from our boss in the company, is based on the assumptions we have here, and we think the other people should know already about that. They should act already about our assumptions. But this is not true. We have to question ourselves. Is this my personal assumption about this subject, or this is something that public should know about that and this is something is a kind of a culture. And many of us translate our assumptions into culture, into the accepted laws, accepted regulation, rules in the life. And this is not correct. I already discussed about the hiring. The interviewers should be trained by the company owners, and also based on the company operation structures, to know what they want when they are just doing hiring for their own company. I want to share this 4Ds of obstruction of knowledge for the businesses, and also it can be applied in the life. Many of us are making decisions based on our desires, especially if we have the influence. As I said, if you are the boss in the corporation, if you are the dad in your house, if you are an influencer in your society, if you are a high-ranked politician in your country, you want to go based on your desires. So basically, based on your desires, you may make very bad decisions. Number two is the delay in making decisions. And the delay in making decisions is the result of fear of the failure in many cases. The studies shows that companies are not finishing the projects, the employees inside the companies are not doing their jobs on time because they have fear to just fail in their job. The students, they don't finish their studies because they just have the fear of failure in their life. We procrastinate in our life. We don't do anything because we have the fear of failure in the future. And this failure may direct us into a bad feeling, being hurt, just feeling guilt in our life. So we don't do that. We don't make any decisions. The third one is denial. Denial is a big potential of mistakes because we do not accept that maybe our assumptions needed to be questioned. Okay, so we are focused on our things inside us, our assumption, and we are refusing question ourselves about the assumptions that we have. So we deny that, and then we get a bad result. The last one is the defense. We never, especially when we really have tons of self-confidence and self-respect, sometimes we translate that to defending ourselves against accepting the questions, and we don't accept that. We say, we are right, I am right, I'm the right person, I always make a good decision, I never made a bad decision, I never lost anything, and this is it, that's it. Everybody should accept that. You defend yourself against questioning. All right, this is a good example. Many of the businesses now are changing their environment and physical, workspaces based on the trends and the technology. They said, we like the open space for the employees, and everybody should work in a big space, and we have cubicles and so on and so forth. They do not question if this is a right assumption or this is not a right assumption. Is it applicable to our business or industry, or this is not applicable to our industry? Is it good for the confidentiality in our business, or is not? Are our customers and clients feeling safe in the environment that we are making, or no, we are saying, no, this is trend. Look at Google. Google made a very open space offices, and we are going to follow that. And the shared offices are the best. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work. Just ask questions. This is it. Just simple. Ask question if that works. So this, and also I talked about the LED lights already. Many companies just change all the lighting system towards the LED lights because they said they could save money. By the time they understood that this is making people with less energy, they are tired, they don't have the productivity during the day. So even if we are making a big change in our organization, if we are making a big change in our family, if we are making a big change in our life, we have to ask questions, that 4 questions, to just find a better answer for that. I think this is the last slide that I have. This is IEEE process that helps us to make a good decision. Number 1 is to gather information. Any signal is coming to us, we have to gather information around that signal to test our illusions about that signal, gather the data about the signals that we receive, and to see, is it really tested before? Who has tested that? Who has the knowledge about that? Can I just talk to somebody to understand if the information that I have is a valid information or not? And then when the information is gathered and it is complete, we go to the second stage, is experimenting. So trying to just validate the different ideas is coming to our mind. If we are just having the brainstorming sessions, we gather the information and now just trying to understand and validate the ideas is coming, and understand the risk around the ideas. And we test it in a small, like a prototype, like a mock-up. We just make a small test bench, and just test based on that to have the experience. The third stage, based on the experiments, we make the experiences, and we see if something happened, we see what happened and why it has happened, what we can do to make it better. So based on the experiences that we have received, we do, and we make the epiphany. And this is what, and the author is naming it cauliflower moment, because he just came to cauliflower, become a cauliflower fan, just he made it cauliflower moment, epiphany, the real results. And based on the real results, we have done our tests, we have received the lessons that we needed to learn, and also we have the experience. Now is the time to make a right decision and just go and really support that decision, really support the team that is following that decision, and make it happen. So it is either in life or in business, anywhere in life, we can find these signals every day, every moment, and we have to work on them. Okay, and this is the conclusion of the book. There are hundreds of examples in this book. You can go through that. Many of them are business based. If you are really a business owner and you are interested to go to the examples in this book, you can go and read that. This is a good book. This is not a best-selling author or best-selling book, but this is a really helpful book, because there are tons of examples and experiences by the author. And as he is a business owner, for the business owners, there are tons of valuable information inside. So comfort, convenience, conformity are not equal to certainty. This is the first takeaway from this book. If we feel comfortable, if it is easy to do something, if it is in conformation with with something inside our mind, it doesn't mean that this is the reality and we have to follow that. This is number one. Number two is listening to your signals is equal to being open to new perceptions. So it is very important that we become aware and we listen to the signals that is coming to us. Many of them are unconsciously are coming and we just absorb them unconsciously, but it's better to work and just do exercises to receive the signals and become aware about the signals that we receive. And then we find the possibilities, and then we open the new perception. And the last one is the choiceability. We as human have the choiceability. We can ask questions. If something that I believe, is it correct? If something that I have as value inside myself, is it helping me? Is it helping me to make a greater potential energy or not? Or if I have any illusion, is that illusion a real one or not? Is it only an illusion? These are the assets that help us to choose and choose where we want to go in our life, in our business. Yeah, that's all. This is all about the book Signal, and I hope that we had good information for you guys. These are my information again. You can reach me out at the contact numbers and my social media platforms. And also, as you can see, the second book, it's coming out on June 2020. I will send you the free copy of that to everybody in your Alireza Jan, in your book summit sessions, and they can have that. They can just enjoy that. I hope that this will help to many of the people that they want to be in the construction business, or that people already are in the construction business and they can have the experiences of the other people in this business in Canada. Thank you so much for your time. And sorry, I just went all through the things. I didn't let you ask questions, but I think
no worries.
we have time, 10 minutes of time to ask questions.
Yeah, definitely. So you can just stop the screen sharing. So
I
that,
will do. I will do.
right. Perfect. Awesome. Well, this book is very, very important, I believe, because we live by assumptions. And the problem is we take emotional stand based on what we receive. If there is something that we like, if there is something that is like the way we used to do things before, we just accept the assumption and we act based on assumptions, and assumptions become beliefs, and when they become beliefs they become very, very tough. It's going to be very difficult for us to change when assumptions become our beliefs. Amazing. You went through the book, I think, very well, and I took notes for 2 full pages here. Very, very good points, and definitely people can relate. If there is any question about assumptions, about how we think, or about the points, the 4 C's, the 4 D's that Sina talked about, or the IEEE process, please.
Yeah, I saw a question that Merta just put there.
Right.
Yeah, I think the 4 questions is the best thing to just at least to evaluate our assumptions. We just if we just write down any assumptions is coming to our mind during the day. Okay, many of the thoughts and assumptions are not really impacting us big in a big scale, but some of them are really affecting us. So it's better to write down them and ask that 4 questions about any of these assumptions. And by asking the questions, we just do we we teach ourselves to um, at least ask questions, and ask questions about anything it's coming to our mind. We don't accept anything right away. I don't say that overthink. Again, I don't want to push you. Just it's don't take that misunderstood. Don't overthink over things, but make questions and make the decision fast based on the questions that you make. I hope that I could answer that question.
Yeah, very good. A lot of times meetings at work can run into, mini therapy sessions, especially if you have a deeper understanding of how our mind is working. Any advice on that?
You are right, Sosh. You are right. That's I think it. That's by time you will understand how the people in your organization are acting, and you will understand how what is their passion, what is their thoughts, what is their the way that they are working, the way they are bringing the ideas, what is the behind their thinking. And in the beginning is really tough, and you have to do the due diligence, you have to go deep and deep and deep. But by time that you and your organization is going forward, and the people are going to be like-minded, everything going to be faster and faster. And I talked about the charisma last week and about the leadership last week. If you become a good leader and the people are really follow you, then your decisions also followed by the others. But until that time, definitely people will defend their own assumptions against us, and they will not just be in the same direction as we are in as the business owners. They go their own direction. But by time, if we can be a good leader, and if we can take the responsibilities, if we can be accountable towards our employees and the partners and the colleagues, then we can have a faster and a smoother path towards success in our companies.
Good point. Yeah, definitely good point. Yeah, assumptions are important. At the same time, sometimes they are fatal. Sometimes they are very, very dangerous. And
Yeah.
we have to question it. I like the title of the book, How Questions or Questioning Assumptions Produces Better Decisions or Smarter Decisions. This is very true because, as you said on the 4Ds, sometimes a close friend of mine comes to me and says, I know someone called Sina, and Sina is like this and like that. And I, like my friend, without enough evidence, I accept the assumptions in the question, in the comments and everything. And the danger of it is when I encounter you, when I start interacting with you and talking to you, those wrong assumptions will be the basis and the foundations for my behavior towards you. And definitely, I'm not going to get the most out of it if these assumptions are false. So always, 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 assumptions is going to be very critical because it helps us become better, more productive, become smarter. If our decisions are smarter, we become smarter people,
Absolutely.
and definitely it will help. And yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the
Power.
good thing that I shared in this book is that we are living in a modern day, and we are just in the center of all signals during the day, from the society, from the news, from social media. Especially social media and technology is affecting us drastically. So uh, we also have to question what is coming to our mind from outside. when any signal is coming, we question that at least. I remember I was in one of Merta's seminars about the security, and many of us don't have any questioning about the security of online world in our businesses, and we assume that everything is very safe and secure, and we go and then we fail big time. We just have very bad experiences in that. So that's what I'm telling. Any signal is coming, if we are aware of anything is coming to us and question that, by time we will learn how to be fast in making decisions and fast in questioning the signals. It takes a little bit of time, but we're gonna be faster and faster by time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you mentioned that that's last you. Oh, there is a question, I think, here. No, there is no. I thought there is a question. The formula that you mentioned at the end, the IEEE formula, is very, very useful. Assumptions, we make assumptions sometimes out of nothing, out of null. And the best way to understand whether the question is valid or not is to gather extra information. If someone tells me something about Sina and I haven't seen him, I can talk to him and I can observe him without assumptions. Assumptions aside, I start the conversation, or I just go and do the background check because I can find more information about it. So information gathering is always, always useful. It happens for organizations. It happens in our day-to-day life as well. And then we experiment it, and then we experience it. I like the point that he mentioned about the experiment first, and then the experience. And then we can make a good decision. We can make a smarter decision.
Yeah, but as you can see, because it's difficult to go and test something, it's not convenient to just have a failure in our experiences. We don't do that. We avoid that, and we just make the decision based on what is easier and more comfortable for us.
That's right. That's right. This is interesting because in NLP, about this topic, it's not specifically sometimes assumptions, but we say presuppositions. And presuppositions are the things that we presuppose. We make assumptions. We assume something. And the opposite of that is sensory acuity, that we are carefully observing and finding facts, because assumptions may not be facts. But when we observe carefully, we can find facts and make better decisions.
Exactly.
Awesome. Great. So we are at the end of our today's session. I could not go live today on Facebook. There was some problem. It was just loading and loading and loading, and nothing happened after that. But hopefully from next week, it will be okay. Those friends here, those of you who registered and received some emails, you will receive emails with the links to all the 5 videos that we had since Monday until today, end of today, and you will receive even more information next week. All right. So thank you again, Sina, and thank you everybody for your time and your attention. You give us so much of motivation every day that we go live. Sina,
thank you so much. That was great. So next week we are coming back with the book Presence, I think.
Present. Awesome.
Very
okay.
Good.
Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the day.
Yeah, enjoy the weekend.
Thank you. Goodbye.